Welcome back to the 3 Points, your boy Mike 3P, and today I'm with
S.
Before we get into this, make sure you like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. Right, I mean, to be honest, I think we can both agree that it wasn't the best weekend in terms of Premier League football, in terms of quality. You might have got the result you wanted going around the league. But I think most importantly, we also have to talk about the biggest match of the weekend. Man United versus Chelsea. As a Chelsea fan, what did you see of that game? What did you take from that game?
Well, what positives?
No, just what do you think about the game entirely?
I think I was listening to the commentary, and it was just a tale of two managers that you can see have had like defensive problems since the start of the season, and it was just a thing where both teams was just like extremely cautious. I don't think anyone wanted to make that mistake that would probably lead to like the opening goal. So as a collective on the whole game, what I took from it is literally just like two teams. They're all right going forward. I've had some defensive issues in the past, and it showed in the approach that both teams took towards the game.
I think I mean, you both played. Well, they played 4 at the back. You played 5. When I looked at that game, I thought it was boring. I thought it was a tale of, obviously, as you said, two teams, two managers that's under pressure. Two teams. I don't think I don't think either Man United or Chelsea set out to win the game, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, going forward, I'll talk about Man United. I think Dan James and Juan Mata. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to single out. I think we're both adults. We're not going to go by singling out players just anyhow. But Juan Mata, Dan James starting for Man United in the game that Man United versus Chelsea, it's borderline criminal. They should not be starting for the team. I mean, you look at Pogba, Tellers wasn't available. Van der Beek, I don't know what he needs to do to get a game.
I think on that, I think it's because they like literally had that was like the same starting lineup that for the last Premier League win.
It was, yeah.
So I probably know where Solskjaer's coming from, where he's probably just going to put the same lineup that got him the last result.
I mean, the last lineup wasn't against Chelsea. That's the thing.
Yeah,
I think you have to adjust. I think the same way Frank did. Frank adjusted to the team. He hasn't played the 5 in the back or the same 5 in the back that he did against Man United.
Yeah.
Anywhere else. I'm looking at it statistically. Chelsea are historically known for their defence. Yeah, I mean, they're obviously one of the best sides ever. You see, defensively, I'd probably say one of the best sides ever. I remember they only conceded 15 goals in 04-05.
Yeah.
I think it was 22 goals the next season. I mean, that's top defence. I think it's still now when you put 5 at the back. But going forward, you've created only 6 chances and 1 shot on target. And you spent, X amount on Timo Werner and 62 million, rising up to 75 million on Havertz. Do you think Frank has missed a trick there in terms of going forward, or do you think it's all like it's all right for now?
I think obviously at the beginning of the season it was fitting 5 and was scoring goals, but like I said, he was conceding a lot of goals as well. So it's like pick your poison. Honestly, I think at this moment it's a period where Lampard is trying to find the exact balance between the two, because now it's a thing where we're shutting out the opposition, but we're not actually scoring the amount of goals that we once was. So it's a bit of a thing where he has got to look within himself and just find a balance between the two, because now we look defensively assured, but going forward now is just literally...
Do you look defensively assured, or did you just put 5 people behind the ball? Because I say the same thing about Arsenal. I don't think are we a great defensive side, or we just put an extra man back there.
Regardless of the 4-5 in the back thing, because in my opinion, we're a better side anyways with Thiago Silva in there and Mendy. So we played Crystal Palace. Everyone knows Crystal Palace are fit and firing at the moment. We played Palace with a back 4. And obviously came out with a win and a clean sheet. So I don't see it as a back 4, back 5. I just think if he gets the right personnel right, we'll be alright.
I mean, all right. I mean, that's your. I think you also said Frank is not under pressure as well. I remember you saying that, even though he spent X amount of money. Now I look at that's Chelsea, but I look at Donny van der Beek, and I think Donny van der Beek is probably thinking, what have I got myself into here? The guy was starting week in, week out at Ajax. Obviously, Ajax are not Man United, but he's the same mold as
Bruno Fernandes and also Paul Pogba.
So what is really and truly, why did they bring him in for? You can say it's squad depth, but right now they're not even starting Pogba. Pogba's first off the bench.
Do you know what
I mean?
If I'm Donny van der Beek, I'm having words with my agent. Not just
I'm attacking my agent, to be honest.
Because he came to play nothing. Like, he was at Ajax playing week in, week out, getting Champions League football. Look, as a guarantee. He hasn't started at all once, hasn't he?
Look, he hasn't. I understand that. I think he started one game, I believe. But I think it was like a cup game, I believe.
Because even he came out and said, what's he did that? What am I basically doing there?
I mean, look, obviously his agent's got him a big deal at Man United. It's probably on an X amount of wages. But here's my thing about a footballer, especially Donny van der Beek, who is really good. It is no slouch anyway. This is Donny van der Beek. Donny van, it's all right. It's all well and good saying, yeah, I can come here and I'm fighting for Bruno and Pogba's place. That's fine. Yeah. But when you see a game like,
take time.
Yeah. But it's all well and good saying, yeah, Bruno Fernandes and Pogba are ahead of me in the pecking system. But when you look at a game like Man United versus Chelsea, and you also see Scott McTominay and Fred in front of you as well, it's like you 100% know you're not going to play that game because Pogba's going to come off the bench.
You can see him as well. Like, you can see him visibly frustrated on the bench when the camera was turned on him. But then again, like I said at the beginning, it's two teams, two managers that have had a lot of defensive issues recently, and they wasn't looking to that further. I think I was listening to someone else say as well. Like, there's a lot of inconsistencies currently in the Premier League. Like, a lot of teams are not getting the results they have, whether that's due to the lack of pre-season, etc. But there's a lot of inconsistency. So I think if you just get it sorted and avoid defeat, mate.
Before obviously I want to talk about a lot of games, but last thing on this, Kai Havertz. Are you worried about any of his performances so far?
No, next. Just go move to the next thing.
No, are you?
You're nitpicking, bro, man.
You're not, yeah?
You're not acting.
You're not, yeah? Okay. Fair enough.
Ask me about Kai Havertz for about.
I can't ask you about Kai Havertz. Now, I'm looking around the Leeds. My player of the week, Leeds, Patrick Bamford, hat-trick, 2 wonder goals as well. Well, 3 really good goals.
2 of them was worldies.
Yeah. But that game was pretty much. There's not much we can talk about.
Well, like I said, with Villa had a lot of chances actually in the first half really.
Maybe that 7-2's got them gassed up because I don't understand why they're not putting the ball back in there.
Grealish had a Macy run. I was watching that. He had a Macy run. It'd be like 4 or 5 players. Maybe if he scores, that's a different game. But Leeds just look like they've got that know-how.
Leeds look like they're staying up because Bielsa looks like I think they're staying up.
I think they're staying up 100%. But they just look like they've got the know-how. They're ready to go. They can get in physical with you, and they can also play you off the pitch as well.
Yeah.
So I think that they've got their formula right this time around.
I think so too. I think I look at that. The other game is West Ham City. Pep.
Good result for West Ham, poor from City, obviously.
You've not rated Pep for a long time.
I don't think it's rated Pep.
I'll just go into the lineup real quick. Obviously, De Bruyne came off the bench, but you're looking at Garcia, Ruben Diaz, Kyle Walker, and Cancelo playing left back. Now, here's what I said. I said it as well. Being Spanish and coming from Catalan or Barcelona's La Masia system gets you the craziest cachet in the world I've never seen. Because Eric Garcia starting at Man City is not good enough. And they're saying Barcelona want him. I don't understand that. And they have Lenglet and whatnot.
I think City never get their centre halves right.
Ruben Diaz looks like alright. Laporta is always an injured man.
You see him for the Mikel Antonio goal.
Yeah.
It's just not. Well, it's not good enough, man.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Honestly.
everyone can see.
No, it's
I mean, yeah, as you were saying, see, West Ham are always going to cause trouble to teams like Man City. Let me tell you why. Man City is a tippy-tappy team. They're not physical. They're all technical ballers or whatnot. I'm looking at a midfield of Rodri, Gundogan, and Bernardo Silva. And I'd say in that midfield, Bernardo Silva is the toughest midfielder out of those three. And you're looking at Gundogan, I'll be honest with you, I don't know if he's broken a leg before, God forbid he does. He looks like he's scared of everything. Everything has to be neat for him. Everything has to be... He's a tidy player, but him starting at Man City, he's going to get got at by Souček and Rice. Souček, who is like the new Mario Fellaini, by the way. The way they bring
I can see that vision. I can see what they're doing with man.
Yeah, you see him? He's on some stuff. And Bowen is as well.
Mm.
I've criticised Mikel Antonio for time, West Ham for time, saying that a right back being up front, you're gonna have some problems. But what he did on the weekend, I got to shut myself up there. I got to eat humble.
I was a bit. Just to touch on that, I was even worried because I think they were losing to who was it? The West Ham's last game was it Spurs? It was Spurs.
It was Spurs, yeah.
And who's that man? David Moyes hooked off Antonio at like 20, like 60 or 70, one of those. I was thinking, mate, why are you doing that? Well, he's paid dividends today, hasn't he?
What are you saying? You're saving them up for him for this game?
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he scored a cracking game. I mean, I don't know what I can say much about this team. Man City, again, we're going to talk about wide open.
Very
wide
very.
open. I'm looking across the league. Let's go to the one that I think you want to talk about because there's 2 games tomorrow. We're not obviously going to be. It's not going to be here because you can't see the future. Arsenal, Leicester.
But there's a few more games before that you could have got through.
What are you talking about?
Liverpool, Sheffield.
Oh yeah, go on. You got something.
Liverpool, Sheffield. I thought Liverpool's time's coming to an end. Yeah, totally. I think Liverpool got lucky. In that game.
How did you say that?
Sheffield had a lot of chances. You would have thought Sheffield was the home side that game. A lot of chances. They had a penalty decision. I think because he gave one already, and we need to address that how the referees, because you've given one, it doesn't mean you can't give another one. I think
we have to crack on something because you've been saying this for years, and we have to start talking about referees. They don't face no
retrospective punishment at all.
No.
Oh, sorry, we didn't even touch on Chelsea Man United. That Harry Maguire, how he's
yes. We have to talk about that.
And you didn't take a look at the VAR.
That's a clear penalty.
Yeah,
I think the state of with all these cameras now, with everything that's going on, you can't give that a penalty. I've got to say something now. I don't think if that was any other player other than Harry Maguire, they're gonna give the penalty.
You want me to keep it real right now?
Yeah.
You see what the Premier League and the FA are doing is extremely wrong and racist.
What?
Let me explain.
Okay.
If that was Kurt Zuma, within no doubt there's no doubt in his mind. The referee is going to go to that monitor, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe I've watched football for over 20 years plus, innit? Man's not 20, but man's watched it over 20 years plus. And for the first time, I personally thought that football was fixed.
That's not the first time I thought. But I understand what you mean. That is if that's not a penalty.
I believe this country, England, and the Premier League, the media, etc., will do anything they can to protect Harry Maguire at all costs. He kicked Batshuayi last year in his private parts. Mm-hmm. They didn't look at VAR. He's done it again now, and they didn't even take the chance to look at it. It's wrong, man.
I'll be honest. There's no logical reason. There's no way someone could tell me that a man can hold Cesar Azpilicueta in the box in the Premier League and get away with it. For me, that's baffling. If that's David Luiz, if that's Mustafi, if that's even if that's Yerry Mina at Everton.
And for once, even though I hate saying it, I agree with you, mate. Like Maguire, like I said, even if it was Eric Bailly, bruv,
anybody else, they are gonna give that penalty. Now you gotta ask yourself, why is VAR introduced into the game? It's video assisted referee.
So I'm asking this question. So did they choose not to look at that?
I mean, see, here's my thing, yeah. I also feel like referees should have to do an interview after the game.
I've been screaming that for the longest.
They do match reports after the game in NBA. They do last 2 minute match report or whatever.
And explain.
They need to, if there's a big incident in the Premier League, in the game, they have to do an interview after the game.
Yeah,
tell us your reason for not checking that foul Maguire did.
Because it's not consistent. It's not consistent. Because you can give a penalty after 90 minutes. After you've blown full whistle, you can do that. You can after the full 90 minutes, the game's done. They've come around you. They made you go to the monitor. You're trying to tell me in game, but this is why I say referees should face some sort of punishment. Okay, you go to the monitor. If you go to the monitor, you can. That's guaranteed a penalty. You've cost the team from getting a penalty, which you've nearly cost them 3 points. You need to be accountable and explain yourself.
You have to. I think, I'll be honest with you, if that, as I said, that's not a penalty, then I don't know what it is. Khabib did the exact same thing to Justin Gage and won that fight. So now what we're saying is, okay, he held him. What's to stop Maguire from? They did the same thing with Pickford last week. They didn't give the action. So what's this going to stop somebody else from just lamping someone else?
Maguire kicked someone in his private parts, got away with it. He's held someone. The word is that he's going to throw a javelin the next time. The referee's just going to look away, honestly.
I mean, do you know what? I think they should... Man United need to capitalise with this and maybe sell some merch or whatever, because he can get away with anything at the moment. I mean, I really think... I think he got cheated out of that game. Not cheated...
No, I don't think cheated. I just genuinely feel like... I genuinely believe that had it had been any other player, they would have at least looked at that. That's what I believe.
Mate, I mean, you can't cry over spilled milk, really and truly. I mean, you only had one shot on target as well. But look, we're gonna go on to, we're gonna talk about. We're talking about Sheffield and Liverpool. We're talking about how they don't create. Sorry. You said how you said how Sheffield created bare chances and Liverpool just didn't. Liverpool didn't concede. And Sheffield didn't make the most of their chances.
Yeah.
Ollie McBurney scored 6 goals in the Premier League last season. I don't think he's going to be putting them away. This is Rhian Brewster's first season in the Premier League.
No, I can't say that.
No. We're looking at Burge is the one that scored their goal. Let's not forget he's alright. But Liverpool can get got at. Without Van Dijk, they can get got at. I don't think Fabinho is that great at centre back. He's a great player.
They had a lot of chances Sheffield yesterday.
He's a great player. I don't think he's that good at centre back.
I think he's a good player. I feel like after a few games, people were saying that they don't really need to buy because Fabinho's been performing. I think it was prior to this game, like clean sheets. I think he played in midweek against Ajax. I just feel like he's been lucky that no one's actually gone out Fabinho or got him behind. I don't feel Fabinho the centre back. Everyone knows he's got a lack of athleticism. It's only he can't play centre half for the whole season and expect there to not be a difference between him and Van Dijk is just unrealistic. So I do feel like you can get at Liverpool's back line.
I think Liverpool are trying to go all out attack right now because if you see the front four, Firmino, Jota, Mane, and Salah. I mean, the midfield is Henderson and Wijnaldum. I just think they're trying to outscore the opponent now in terms of instead of keeping clean sheets or whatever. They're just trying to outgun.
It looked bad for a second, but then obviously you get a goal and then everything looks a bit.
And then everything looks better. Obviously Southampton won, but I don't really want to go into that really and truly. Wolves as well. But I think we should go into Arsenal Leicester.
Sure, no problem.
Now, before the game, I said Arteta is under the lights because his selections were just baffling for me. I don't understand Xhaka playing third centre-back. I don't understand it. We had Saliba. Fofana was the understudy, or he played 20 games in the league last year. He was the junior centre-back. Saliba. How is he ready to play in the Premier League, but Saliba isn't?
That's baffling. I found that.
Other thing is baffling. Why is our best outlet either crosses from Tierney or crosses from Saka? This is Arsenal Football Club. We're talking about crossing from a left back or crossing from a 19-year-old left midfielder.
I mean, we was watching this game together, and I told you, obviously, as the game grew on, it was 0-0. I knew, I genuinely knew Vardy was going to come on, obviously, ice the game. There's a lot of things going on. Did Partey play?
Partey did play.
No way. No chance he played. That's now 2 games he's played in the Premier League.
He came on in like 5 minutes in the last game.
That's now 2 games he's played in the Premier League. And he's got I'm just telling you the facts. Okay. Black on 2 games with 0 wins. Right? Sorry, I should say 0 wins. 2 losses. I think Leicester done very well. Let's not do this. Leicester done very well to get something.
Leicester done really, really well. But we need to really, especially well, there's no Ndidi. There's no Sionku. There's no, Perez normally starts.
Yeah, I was even thinking about it.
There's no, obviously Perez not played this season, he's injured. But Jamie Vardy came on at the 60 minutes. Harvey Barnes starting strike against Arsenal Football Club. He should be out of the game. He should be out of the game. He should be a non-factor. He's a great dribbler. He's athletic and whatnot. Lacazette, I don't want to slack him off, but now my patience is run thin with him. My patience is really run thin.
For
Lacazette, man. How many chances?
He's got to bury that chance, innit?
It's not. I mean,
you got to, because Vardy's literally done the exact same thing.
Yo, he could put his hand and it would be. He put his hand in the net.
You could say because obviously Future's behind him.
It doesn't matter.
But as his top striker,
I'm not saying it's clear that he's not a good header with the ball, because it doesn't matter if you get this with your forehead. That's in the net.
Yeah.
That's literally in the net. If you're saying Future's going to come in behind you, that's collateral damage. All right, you might get a little elbow in your back or whatever. That's calm. But if that's Cavani, in my opinion, that's a goal. Timo Werner, goal. Easy. You don't have to be the tallest. I just gave you 2.
It's just about effort.
It's about effort. Yeah. And Lacazette don't show it. Aubameyang playing right midfielder, our best player.
Shoehorning, innit?
Shoehorning. Could you believe any other team would do that?
No. And then again, Lampard shoehorns Mason Mount for anything. But I would just like to touch on a few things.
Yeah.
Since obviously I watch NBA and basketball, innit? And you know, there's a thing called max contract. So once you get into like your contract year, obviously you want to prove your worth, you want to play out of your skin. So your team could reward you with obviously a new contract. Now, why I say that is, normally what tends to happen is once you are being awarded that max contract.
Let's get to the point.
Once you've been awarded that max contract, you down your tools, for example. You get what I mean? You down your tools. I personally believe this is the case for Aubameyang. That's why I'm asking. Like, do you feel that after he's been awarded this massive contract, he's playing to the ability that he once was?
No, I don't think he is. I also got to say the team around him. The chances created.
It's not better than that. Is it not better than that?
No, it's not better than that. You can put Willian in there. He's not better. What I'm saying is,
that was tough, innit?
Yeah, look, I'm not saying that he's played well. I think he's also not playing to the standards he has. I mean, looking at the positions he's playing, but you're looking at a 31-year-old, a 31-year-old playing right wing one week, left wing the other week. There's no excuses. I've already said he's not playing well.
Yeah.
But it's what's going around is just not good enough. I mean, we've only got 2 wins on our last 5. You've only got 1, by the way. But we've only got 2 wins on our last 5, which is absolutely ridiculous for us.
No way.
Nah, mate, it's right here.
Is it below us?
Yeah, same points.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, same points.
Nah, that's what I said. Below us.
So anyway, before we wrap this up, I mean, I've already said that Arsenal are shocking. I know you probably have something else to say about Arsenal.
I don't, bro.
This is a shocking team. The league, Arsenal, first of all, this top 6 thing is a myth now. Let's dispel this notion that, okay, exactly. Let's dispel this notion that there's a top 6. It's done. Yes, the cream always rises top towards the end of the season. We'll see no more names. But I just run through the top 5, in fact, top 8 in the league right now. It's only 6 games in. Everton, Liverpool, Aston Villa, Leicester, Leeds, Southampton, Crystal Palace, Wolves.
Yeah, what about that?
Yo, that's an
Yeah,
embarrassment.
but we're acting like we're not in December.
We're not in
actually
December.
dead ass in October.
We play 6 games.
Yeah, bro, calm down.
We play 6 games. Yeah, I'm not. The league's wide open.
Yeah.
But certain teams, we have to start saying, yeah, it's embarrassing. We have to say it's embarrassing. I mean, to be fair.
I mean, do you expect that?
To be fair, I'll be honest with you. There's only like a points difference between each of the.
That's what I'm saying.
There's only points, but.
United are 15th. Wow.
But they're 15th, but they've got a game in hand. And they're only 2 points behind us. So they probably shoot up to like.
I think they got you lot next.
They got us next. I mean, we are in trouble.
Arteta, you trust?
No, I'll tell you out. But I'm just saying.
What about
Kai? Yeah, nah, you go. But Kai Havertz. What do you think about Kai Havertz?
Generation player.
Because I can't remember the last generation of our player I've ever seen come and make his debut in the Premier League and do nothing. I'll be honest with you.
So what's
I'll be honest with you. We're talking about Frank Lampard shoehorning Mason Mount. Really actually.
I feel like
shoehorning Kai.
I feel like that. But I said it off air. I said it on there, bro. I feel like you're nitpicking.
Nitpicking.
I feel like you want a player to talk about. But you should talk about your captain who led you on. He's led you on. Like, real talk, bro. His performances have been nothing short of fraudulent. Honestly, bruv. You should ask for your money back, bruv. Jeez,
I think personally going into that game yesterday, I said a 0-0 draw, even a draw in particular, is a loss in my opinion.
And also you were saying we had one shot on target at Old Trafford as well. And how we came to defend. What do you think you're gonna go do? Now, obviously, I said this to you before that. Now, what do you think you're gonna do? Like, obviously, this is a whole week ahead of the United game. What do you think you're gonna do going into that game?
Arsenal did not spend 250 million on basically attackers.
Is that the question I asked you? I
answered it.
What approach do you think you're gonna take going into that game?
Right now, Arteta, it seems like we're struggling to attack, so it seems like it's going to be more of the same.
I mean, you can't really call yourself a creative team if you got your left back. All he does is lump it forward. And
that's true, but you can't say someone's generational and then he's being shoehorned into the team. He's not offering nothing.
Yeah, shoehorned.
And you can't tell me, hold on, you can't tell me your best game in all season is against Barnsley. You can't tell me that. You played against West Brom. I know you're going to try to think of something like that. You played against West Brom.
Your best game can't be against Rapid Vienna, bro.
Look, we can talk about Rapid Vienna all we want.
It can't be against Rapid Vienna.
Anyway.
Barnsley would beat Rapid Vienna.
I think it's going to be more of the same.
Thank you.
I think it's going to be more of the same. I think there's a few some interesting games next week. Arsenal Man United is a big one. You lot got Burnley, Liverpool, West Ham. It's going to be another double.
Right, Leeds Leicester, that's a good game.
So, you're playing Sunday.
What?
Yeah, we're playing Sunday. You are playing Saturday at 3 o'clock. Alright, it's your boy Max on the 3 Point Show. And I'm with
S3P.
Trust. We'll be back. Do make sure you like and subscribe. 3 Point Show, we're out.